Alright, hello. This is my second video with my little documentary about the discharging this 12-volt battery. It's been an hour and a half, is that right? Since I turned the car off. And the battery is still discharging. I want to point out something I forgot to mention in the first video, that I did not plug the charging station, the J plug. I did not plug it into the car, so this whole time the car has not been charging. Had I plugged the J plug into the car, what I believe would have happened is that it would have started trickle charging the 12-volt battery during the duration that the main high voltage battery was charging. The high voltage battery was fully charged and the green lights started blinking. It would have stopped charging the 12-volt battery, and the 12-volt battery would then have started discharging at a rate of 8 amps, which eventually, enough hours, it would have gone dead. So it's been an hour and a half now since I turned the car off, not charging the high voltage battery, and now our 12-volt battery reads 12.07 volts, so it's not that low, but certainly give it time, it would go dead completely. And the car is still pulling 8 amps, 7.9 to 8 amps. I don't know if you can see it in there, but yep, right there, 7.9. Show this light here. This light is actually turned off with the hatch open. That's the car's way of preserving the battery. It even knows to turn that off. But if you show the center console, you can see the center console is still turned on. So it's been an hour and a half. That center console has been drawing electricity the whole time. It's been pulling 8 amps or whatever electronics are required. So we're going to do 3 tests now, and I haven't done this yet, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But let's come over this way. The car is off still, of course. So I got the key and I got my phone here, so we can do some tests. So I want to point out something here. Can we see it? Mm-hmm. If I turn the center screen is in whatever the off mode is, but you can see it shows volt, shows a date, shows my car number 1819. If I press the power button once, nothing happens. I have to press it twice for it to turn the radio on, which is unusual. So that may or may not have something to do with this malfunction. I'm going to press it once, nothing. Press it twice, radio comes on. So that's documented. No music, but it's showing on my XM station. I could change XM stations. The screen behaves normally, but there's no sound coming out of the speakers. Now make sure you show this here. I turn the volume, watch what happens. Phone volume. That's what started the whole thing when I was driving. So it's still in a mode where it's trying to connect to the Bluetooth, but there's no connection. My phone's here. My phone is definitely not making a call now. But the car thinks it is. So we're going to do 3 different things. I haven't done them yet. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in the J plug. And open my deal. Oh, I want to mention, in addition to the center screen staying on, the driver, the main speedometer screen behind the wheel stays on too. Even though it's black, the park icon shows, and I believe the backlighting has been on the whole time also. So both screens have been drawing electricity.
It was actually showing a while ago, honey.
Okay, good. So what's gonna happen, I theorize, is when I plug this in, you'll start charging the car's high volt battery, and it will also start charging the 12-volt battery. So let's remember the 12-volt was at 1207 before I plugged this in. So plugging it in, the light showing amber, and the light will, okay, there's the honk, green, so we're charging our battery now.
Center console's still on in there.
Center console is still on, and if I open the door,
now the left driver's
and that's
console
normal
comes
for the
on.
left one, but the center console has been remaining on. So now let's go check our 12-volt battery voltage, and I'm right, it's gone up 12.81. So the car is charging the 12-volt battery, which is normal. That's normal operation. It's going to take an hour for me to fully charge a high voltage battery, so we're not going to fully charge it, but I predict that when the high voltage battery does get fully charged, this 12-volt voltage will start to drop again at a slow rate. And also, I just want to point out that this current is reduced, and the reason is is for the car to charge to 12 volt, it does not go through this. Show this here. This device is only for charging the 12 volt when the car is powered on. The way it works is it takes high voltage off the battery pack here, converts it from 360 volt DC to 12 to 14 volt DC. That's only when the car is on. The car is currently off, so the mechanism for charging the 12 volt when the car is off and the J-plug is plugged in is through the onboard vehicle charger, which is in the front of the car. And if you show through here, one of these cables, probably the big one, is the one that charges the battery when the J-plug's plugged in. And I can pull this here. See, this is actually showing negative amperage, which means that it's going from the car into the battery. If I plug this here, there it is. That negative 9.7 is 10 amps that is putting into the battery. And if I put it around the others, it's going to show a positive 8. Well, positive 4. Interesting. That's the car draining off of these 4. And once again, it's putting into this. So it's 5 minus 9 is equal to minus 4. So that's what's happening. I'm going to unplug the J plug now. Unplugging the J. Right. Now the battery should be slowly discharging once again. Let's see what happens here. And we watch the voltages dropping slowly. And if we look here, it's now pulling 8 amps. Well, it's 8.5 because this light is turned on. If you show, this light is on again. This will turn off in about 15 minutes. So it's pulling 8 amps, 8.5 amps from the battery, just like before. So plugging the J plug did not reset the malfunction. And let's go check this out. Let's verify the malfunction is still happening. Can I turn the volume? Phone volume. Same problem. Okay. We'll keep this running. We'll do test number 2. I'm going to turn the car on. We're going to see what happens. Alright? I haven't done this yet, so we'll see what happens. I got the key. We're going to power up. Notice, no boot up sound. We're still experiencing the malfunction. Turn volume control. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Phone volume, just like before, malfunction is still happening. Phone volume. Okay, that is not normal operation. So the malfunctioning is still happening. I'm going to change to different stations. Phone volume. My favorite, XM liquid metal. Phone volume. Alright, keep the camera rolling. We're going to go look at the battery voltage. As I predicted, 14.8 volts. It's charging up nicely. Luckily we didn't brick the 12 volt. If I put my inductive amp meter, we can see that this guy is putting a healthy 70 amps into the battery. That's pretty good because the battery was discharged, so it's putting quite a bit of amperage into the battery. And at the same time, the car is pulling 26 amps out of the battery to power all the electronics. So 70 is going into the battery, 26 is coming out of the battery. We're at 14.8 volts. Let's turn the car off. Let's see if the malfunction is still happening. Okay? To do that, I'm going to close the hatch just so the car doesn't get confused. The car thinks I'm still in, of course. So watch over here. We're going to close the door like I'm driving this thing. I'm going to turn the car off. No sound. This shows me the information that's normal. Now, I got the key with me. When I open the door, this screen should turn off. So let's see what happens. The screen does not turn off. Does everybody see that?
It goes back to the XM radio station.
Yep. The screen stays on. So the malfunctioning is still happening. Step 3, I'm going to try to reset the malfunction by making a phone call. We'll need a cut, and we'll make video number 3.